Hi, Brittany. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, and oracle card advisor. How are you today? Sorry, had quite a waiting list, so sorry it took me a little while, but I'm always booked for a week or two in advance. And, excuse me, I wasn't feeling that till I looked at your grandpa's picture. Did he have something in the throat area that really bothered him? Oh, goodness, I do have a slight cough, but it really hit me when I looked at his picture. The throat or chest area. Anyway, for my first timers, I like to explain I see, hear, feel, sense, know, have most of the senses, taste and smell a little bit. They'll show me pictures, they talk to me, but they also show me pictures and I need to describe that to you. So I call it spiritual charades. I got to figure out what the message they're trying to get across. So hopefully I explain those well enough that you know what they're trying to say. It's their show. I let them run the show. They tell you what you need to hear, maybe not what you want to hear. They're pretty smart. Names, I don't get those exact usually. Don't know why. But so think outside the box a little bit when I say a name. Don't throw the whole reading out if the name isn't exact. If something doesn't make sense at this time, write it down. Sometimes you'll remember it later, or you'll see it the next day, or lately a few of the readings, and I don't know why, other family members have validated parts of it. So I don't know what's going on with that, but like I said, it's their show. It's their ball game. So let's see what Grandpa Ron has to say. Your grandfather. He made me giggle. That picture you sent me, I just had to giggle. He's ornery. Oh my goodness. And he's singing the song, head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. You don't want me to sing to you, I promise. Head and shoulders, knees and toes. And then he gets to the eyes and ears and mouth and nose, and he starts kicking his legs out kind of crazy, like dancing to it. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose as he's dancing. He says, I don't give a shit what other people think. Let's see where he's going to go. Where he wants to go with his reading. I love my job. I love talking to him. He's coming up. He's taking his whiskers and he's rubbing them on the side of my face. He's literally picking up the end of it and rubbing it on there. And he said he used to do this to you when you were younger, and he still does. So it won't feel exactly, probably won't. Some people maybe do, but it probably won't feel exactly like when he used to do that. It'll feel a whole lot slighter, that's not a word, whole lot lighter. You could get a warmth or a tingling, or feels like bugs crawling, or that's the common way for people to feel their energy when they get that close. But he's literally trying to take the end of his beard and rub it on the side, and he's showing the right cheek. Oh, he says it'll feel like if you have a hair that comes off your head, and you're trying to brush a hair off, and I should have brushed it off, and it's still there, and it's still tickling, and it feels like a hair. That will be him. So when you get signs like this, you tell them, thank you, I love you, bring me more, and acknowledge the signs, and you'll get more, and you'll be amazed. He says sometimes too you get this little puff of air and it like blows your hair back. But I'm not talking about blows it way back. And I don't know. I haven't looked at your picture, so I don't know if you have long, short hair or whatever. But it be like a little puff of air. But it won't be on both sides. It won't be your whole head. It'll just be in one spot. And he's picking the right side. He said, okay, when you were little, he's showing you awful little, so I hope you can remember. Lately some of my readings, like I said, other people have had to validate things in them, so I don't like when they do this, but I better not complain. Anyway, when you were little, you had a little plastic toy that you sat on, a little plastic, let me see if I can describe it. Anyway, had little 4 wheels, just with a hand. I don't think it was a bike, but you sat on it. And he would push you, and he would go vroom vroom, trying to make a motorcycle noise. And then he shows you he would push you really hard and your head would kind of snap back. He says you've got the grandpa spunk. He said you got the grandpa spunk. And then he goes up, up, and away. Up, 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 and away. Was that Buzz Lightyear that used to say that? I don't know if that's where he's going with this. Sometimes they just throw words out, and hopefully you'll understand what he's talking about. Okay. He's showing himself walking through your house, and he's walking very deliberately. I don't know if that's the word I want to use, like step, step, step. And then he turns around to look to see if you're following. I don't know where he's going with this. I don't know. He's shown himself standing in the living room. Okay, so you're going to hear, and it won't sound, it probably won't, I should say. I think some people maybe do hear it louder, like heavy. They're more like work boots, maybe they're Harley boots. They look kind of like my husband's Harley boots. A step, step, slowly, don't. And it'll probably be a lot, not quite as loud. Anyway, so he wants you to know that he walks through there. And did he smoke something? It seems like something different than a cigarette, maybe. You're going to smell that. You will smell that. And you won't just smell that in your home. You'll smell that going through the store. You'll smell that riding in your car. When he wants to let you know that he's around, you'll get this little whiff of, I don't think it's cigarette smoke. I think it's something a little different. But anyway, smoke. Okay, you ask if he's still riding his bike in heaven. I don't know what this means. He says, King of the Turtles. King of the Turtles. He's showing himself with his bike pack. He's the king. He's the main guy, and there's a whole bunch of them back behind him. Fellow bikers. King of the roads. He's calling them Turtle Pack. I don't know why he's calling them Turtle Pack. There is no Harley that's there's no Harley that's slow. He's still showing that. Let's see if there's another reason for him showing this. It's almost like him. He's got his bike kind of up on a hill, and then there, like, his subjects are down below, his followers. Kicking it back, drinking a beer. They all hold a beer up, go cheers. It's safe to do that now. He says people people of the same energy as he had and the same love, like for motorcycles, like he had, they all kind of congregate together, which is kind of what we do here. I mean, people have the same bikers, we all hang out together. Bikers, when I go to Sturgis, South Dakota for the bike rally, it's like you talk to everybody because you all have the bikes in common. You all have something in common, and you're all friends whether you've ever seen them before or not. And that's what he's doing there. He says it's all like that energy all comes together. He says you're just as cute as a bug in a rug. There's some boy you've been around lately that he's not too crazy about. Ooh, I didn't look. I don't know if you're married or not. I don't know if he's talking about that kind of relationship or just some guy that's just I don't know that he's talking about a relationship. There's some guy hanging around that he doesn't like hanging around you. Maybe not hanging around you. Maybe I don't mean to say it that way. Somebody that you know, maybe on a friendly, he's not liking this guy. He thinks he's not good. He says ulterior motives. He says, please be careful. I don't want to have to send my lightning rod down to get him. I don't know that they can do that. You loved it when you were little and you were scampering all over the house, just scampering all over. Yeah, I asked them not to bring up things when you were so little that you can't remember, because I need you to be able to validate. So I don't spend my whole reading getting validations. That's just patting. When a medium does that, they're just patting themselves on the back going, look what I can do, because they have things to say. So hopefully there's a couple things you can validate. Somebody has a scar. I think he's talking about on the face. Something about a scar. He says the color red. Don't know why. If they say words, I'm just going to throw them out there. Uncle Jimmy. He mentions Uncle Jimmy. Don't forget names. It'll be a male with a J name if it's not Jimmy. He says, people always looked at me different. People looked at me like they were scared of me sometimes. I didn't give a shit. I liked being me. And don't you forget that you need to be you. Live your life like your gut tells you to do. Don't be told what to do or how to live. He says, other than following the laws of the land. Those things you can't help. Live within the laws, but don't live within the laws that people try to push on you. So he's talking about living within the legal laws, but not the laws of somebody else saying you have to do it this way, you have to pull your hair back that way, you have to dress that way. Those kind of laws. He says, There was some other kind of smell about him too. Not the smoke smell, some other kind of smell. I don't know if it was cologne. I don't know if something maybe he put on his beard. Something different. A different smell that he had. You will smell that too. He can hear you. He can, every single one of your loved ones that is passed can hear you. Talk to them all you want to. Ask them for things. Ask them for help. They're not going to bring you $1 million. I've already tried that. It doesn't work. But I promise you, they can all hear you. So if you're in a tough spot, talk to him. Ask him for help. Ask him to open doors for you. There's a little one that can see him, fairly small, because he's showing a crib in the background, but the child, and I believe it's a male child, sitting on the floor, playing with some little trucks, playing with your grandfather. And it's like no big deal, because little kids and animals can see them and sense them. I have to get after my psychic Yorkie because she comes over here and spins around whenever they come in the house and cries. Makes it hard to do readings. He's got a dog with him that looks like a gorgeous German Shepherd. Gorgeous. Really got a lot of black on him. Beautiful. Now I hear Rin Tin Tin. That was a TV show way back in my day when I was younger. So I don't know if it's just a dog like Rin Tin Tin, or if the dog maybe actually had that name. He said his mom was there to greet him when he left. She seems to be quite a little fireball. He says she still tells him what to do. He says, I didn't get away from that. But he loves her. And he loves you very much. He loves the fire that's inside of you, but he says you're not letting it burn bright enough. You're not letting your light show. You're not letting your fire out. You need to explore, he says. You need to let it out. That'll get the knot out of your stomach. Free bird. He wants you to be a free bird, and he likes the song Free Bird. So there's two things in Free Bird. He wants you to be a free bird. He said there was also somebody waiting for him. Maybe they weren't waiting for him, I'm not sure. With the name, a male with the name like Hank, Henry, an H name, also rode a motorcycle that's with him now. Like a brother. May not be an actual brother, but sometimes you don't have to be blood related. You can have that brotherly feeling. And they're showing themselves with their arms around each other. And motorcycles in the background. And I'm hearing the song. I don't know who sings it. And it's an older song. Where do all the flowers go? Long time passing. Where did all the flowers go? Or something long, long time ago. So you might want to Google that. Google those lyrics or something along that line. I'm not sure what's in the lyrics for you, but he's kind of softly singing that song. He wants you to give everybody a hug for him. And he's showing everybody is not quite close enough. I don't know if he means in distance, physical distance, or emotional. Y'all are not quite close enough. Okay. Somebody in the family has one small that's in an early grade of school. It could be preschool, it could be first, second, third grade, somewhere like towards that age. And he has actually he's showing himself sitting in the classroom in one of the little kids' chairs with his knees kind of up to his chest. Sitting in a little chair. He's drinking out of a little bitty cup, like when you play tea time, you know, and the adults will come and sit with the little bitty kids and pretend like they're pouring tea into a cup or something, and then you sit there and sip it together. So there's somebody he's doing this with, even though I don't know if it's the same child he just showed or not. I can't tell for sure, because the one I saw first didn't seem to be old enough to be preschool yet, or whatever grade. So this might be another one. The one he's showing now, sitting in school with, seems to be a little sad. And he's trying to interact with this one. I believe it's a boy, but don't hold me to that for sure. I'm not sure. He's trying to interact with that one and trying to perk them up, make them happier. He said something about something at home. Something at home. So he's making his rounds. He says he may not have been the best role model. He may not have done things all on the up and up. He might have been too much of a free spirit. But he is who he is. So now he's going back to the laws of the land and the laws of the people. And don't disregard the laws of the land, but don't get trapped in the laws of the people. I hope that makes sense. He said I did good. He is so happy that you are one of his. He wants to see you smile more. He's making the end of my nose itch, which literally felt like a hair on my nose, the very tip of my nose, or maybe like a little bug crawled on the tip of my nose. So if you get that, and you want to do that, there's another sign that he's with you. I love how they do that stuff. He said he's the big, say that again. No, say it again. He's the big, no, can't hear. Hang on, he's trying to say something. I'm not catching it all. The big, quiet, giant protector. I don't think I got all the words. He's laughing at me. I'm used to that. Someday we will meet again. Don't think I've left you. Harry. He says Harry. I think he's trying to say a name. But I saw it as Hairy. But I took it as a name. Okay, I won't dwell there. I just felt a really weird something here. I felt like bubbles under my skin. I have no idea. I've never felt that before. It just felt like a bunch of bubbles right under my skin right there. I don't know what that was. It didn't feel like a bug crawling. It literally felt like bubbles boiling up under my skin. Don't know what we're doing there. He says, don't worry about me. I'm just fine. I made it where I need to be. Now we're going to worry about you. You want you to go out and dance like nobody's watching. he's mentioning Aunt Alice, so it might be an aunt with an A name. Not every time I say aunt, uncle, brother, something like this, does it have to be absolutely blood related. Your neighbor next door can feel more like your aunt than your real aunt that lives across the country. So keep that in mind. They don't always specify whether it's blood related or just the feeling that you have towards that person. He says she's a good one for you. Mm-hmm. And it's okay. It's like I can hear all the bikes rumbling in the background. It's like if you've ever been on a poker run or something, and everybody cranks their bikes up at the same time to leave a spot. So they're getting ready to leave. I never had one with all the bikes. He said he's got to go. He's got to lead the pack. Slow turtles. I don't know what it is about. There's no Harley pack named Turtles. Not in my world. He wants you to know that he's still with you and you can call on him. And then just be ready for something that just happens out of the blue. And you go. Something new, something different. Then you have to be ready to accept the new and different. Okay, he's waving as he's riding off with his group. Okay, so he's gone. I hope you got a little bit of validation from him. He's very peaceful. He's very, very calm, very gentle, very relaxed, very at peace. Okay, so much love to you. See you later. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, and oracle card advisor. Much love to you. See you later.